We're breaking the fast with a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich for one person, and also for many. It's handheld, it's affordable, it's filling, it's delicious, yummy. It looks so cool, and it's cheaper than the drive-thru. How do we make it cheaper than a drive-thru? By taking all of that human labor, which they tell us will be replaced by artificial intelligence, and bringing it into our own hands. That's right, time is money, but you already knew that. Plus, I'm gonna teach you how to make some awesome condiments. Killer hot green sauce and mayo in a flash. I'm starving, let's cook. All right, we're gonna make our own mayonnaise. Why would we wanna do this? Because the cost of mayonnaise that's shelf stable has a lot of preservatives, which probably not great for you in the long run, and it's really expensive. Can we make it cheaper? Absolutely. Is it hard? No. Requires 1 egg. A little flavor in the form of some garlic. My trusty dusty microplane is still alive, and it's the best way to get, can we call it finely chopped? A little bit of mustard, okay? Brings a little more flavor, very good. You can eyeball it. Some salt. I'm a big fan of putting salt in a container so you can develop muscle memory of how much salt is X amount of what you have between your fingers. It's a pro tip. And now we've got some neutral oil. Obviously you want one that tastes really good. And I know what you're thinking. Well, olive oil tastes really great, Frank. But there's this weird scientific thing that happens when you emulsify, particularly extra virgin olive oil, with other things. It tastes like metal. And that's because of all the enols. The phenols, the many enols, the words I can't pronounce. If you must use the olive oil, you can actually wash it of said enols by shaking it together with water and then letting it separate and using the washed olive oil. Let's get a cheek of lemon juice in there. So if you come to the side like that, you will avoid the seeds, which is pretty nice. All right, we want some brightness. Egg, garlic, oil, salt, lemon. Ingredients you probably already have in your pantry. All we need now is an immersion blender. Come all the way to the bottom, let her rip. A fitting first taste after a long, cold winter. Now, this is a homemade emulsion. It'll hold for 3 or 4 days in the fridge. So start getting all your mayo recipes out, because the best way to save money, you know it, is to use up everything that you buy and make. We want to use this up. That's where the real savings is. Let's make a hot sauce. It's so simple, it's so delicious. Have you ever looked at the label of a hot sauce? I mean, the best ones literally have like a hot pepper, some vinegar, and salt. So let's take that recipe and make it at home. Why? Because it's fun, but also because it's super fresh. It tastes delicious, and because of the laws of pH level and acidity, it'll last a really long time, which means you can use it on more than just your bacon, egg, and cheese. We're gonna start with some jalapenos. They're easy to find. Top's coming off, coming in half. I'm gonna go this way. Boom, boom, boom. I know what you're thinking. Frankie, where did you get that food processor? How could you afford it? They're so expensive. You're right, but the good ones, they last forever. I inherited this from my grandma. I'm an adult now. We're gonna come in with a cup of apple cider vinegar. I really like this. I think it's a pretty flavorful vinegar. Could you use white vinegar? Yes, you can use white vinegar. This is gonna give a little more flavor. Salt. I'm coming in with 2 tablespoons. I know it seems like a lot, but it's not. Because we've got the salt, we've got the acid, we've got the heat, and we've got the fat. The super green hot sauce. Rock and roll. Get back. Be careful. Woo! It is hot. That was a real thing. You don't get that from a store-bought hot sauce. Let's try it. That was a big bite. I'm sweating already. I actually think the temperature coming out of my mouth is close to dragon fire breath. And I need the fat to cool that down, so why don't we finish this whole sandwich? It's time for some bacon. Cold pan! Drop the bacon. Turn on the heat. Low. This is the technique for crispy bacon. So we've warmed up the bacon on one side. I want to flip it over a little bit so that I can start rendering the fat out on the other side too. I'm flipping it so that the maximum amount of fat can be in the pan. And I'm gonna flip it again. Ooh, it's getting crispy already. And we're done. Oh. Looks crispy and delicious. I'm very excited. By cooking the bacon low and slow, we rendered the fat out, and now we have enough fat to cook the egg in the pan. That's a huge savings on cooking oil. I don't know what this voice is, but I keep doing it. Put that in the edit. Here comes the egg. I'm stuck in this perpetual, like, baseball announcer voice. And egg. Oh! Bring the temperature down a little bit. You don't want the bottom of the egg burning before the top whites have set. We're gonna season this with everything bagel seasoning. Season aggressively. It's sesame seeds, it's poppy seeds, it's chunks of dried garlic, it's salt, sometimes onion. I think that's it. Can't have a bacon, egg, and cheese without the, say it with me, cheese. I got cheddar. I grated this on Taco Tuesday myself because, as you know, buying a block of cheese is more affordable than buying the pre-shredded stuff. And the pre-shredded stuff has anti-caking agents, which makes it melt weird, but also I don't want to eat anti-caking agents. A cloche. Putting a lid on traps the steam, it melts the cheese, and it creates vortices inside, which melts the cheese. Let's start making our sandwich. We've got a beautiful bun. We're gonna put our homemade mayo. Slap it on there. Oh, let's cut this bacon in half. Ooh, crispy bacon. Little bacon tongue sticking out there. Very nice. The moment of truth. Will it stick? Oh, yeah. Like butter, baby. Hot potato. A little hot sauce. Because this is so chunky, give it a stir, although I find that the jalapeno seems to be lighter than air for some reason, and it always sits at the top. It's incredible. Jalapeno. I think that's our sandwich right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm digging it. Da-da-da. A delicious bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich on a sesame seed bun. A lady always wipes her face. Yummy. My goodness. This is nostalgic and new at the exact same time. And the jalapeno hot sauce really muted with that homemade mayo, which tastes so artisanal. And it's cheaper than the store-bought stuff, which is like win-win if you've got the time. That's the thing. They say time is money. Whoever came up with that is like accurate. It's 100% true. Bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. It's absolutely delicious. And this is the way that I make it when I'm cooking for myself. But it's the prototype of flavors that I base the perfect sandwich on when I'm making it for a lot of people. However, I don't want to fry a whole bunch of eggs in a pan, and neither do you when you're cooking for your friends. So let me show you how to do a bacon, egg, and cheese for many people. And of course, it uses up the condiments that we made at home, so it continues to drive down the cost of those ingredients because we keep using them. Here's how you cook a whole bunch of bacon at once. You put it into a cold sheet tray. We get this in the oven. It cooks low. It cooks slow. The fat renders out, and it confits in its own fat, just like we did on the pan. But we don't have to sit there and constantly flip it. So it's like autopilot confit. The future's here, baby. Oven, 300 degrees. Let's crack some eggs. Weirdly, I have found that a quarter sheet tray requires 7 eggs, not 6. So if you're gonna do it in a half sheet tray, you're gonna need a baker's dozen. Flat surface egg. Oh, darn. It's time to scramble some eggs, and that means it's time for the Struggle Whisk 7500. She hasn't left my back right pocket for 1,142 days. Incredible. Crack the yolks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and whip. Cup of cheese. Nice and incorporated. Now, we're gonna bake it. A piece of parchment will create a non-stick surface, but you want insurance in the form of cooking spray. For the low price of 7 eggs, you can take them and you can pour them right into your sheet tray. Da, 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 da. Vanna White, hey. Salting this too? No, there's already salt in the Everything Bagel seasoning. You know this. Aggressively seasoned. I like this because it like bakes in there. Oh. 15 to 18 minutes into the oven. We put it in the oven and it comes out great, and it's really easy and it saves a ton of time. Here we are. Check it out. This is gorgeous. As you can see, give the egg a little jiggle. It's solid. I'm gonna have another one because I'm a hungry, hungry hippo, and my friends will have the rest. So I think what we should do is cut this up with the sushi master method, which basically always means going in half and then in half of half. Ooh. Yeah, that's nice. Here we go. Mayo, bacon, eggs, boom, jalapeno hot sauce, 1, 2. And we're gonna close them, here we go, 1. Look at that, it's an assembly line. We all know that assembly lines are affordable and efficient, and guess what, it works for food too. Now, if only my friends would be here on time. I hate it when a good sandwich expires. Today we made a delicious bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, and we made our own condiments. I'm talking about homemade mayo that is so luscious and more affordable than what you can buy on the shelves, plus free of preservatives. And we made our own jalapeno hot sauce, which brings the punch and brings all the brightness. Plus it lasts a really long time in the fridge. And then the eggs. What did we do? I showed you how to caress a single egg for one, and how to use a sheet tray to cook for a whole bunch of friends. Once again, if they'd ever show up. And that's it. You should go make it. But first, a struggle tip. Here's the deal. We bought a whole bunch of bacon. Perhaps we're not gonna cook all of the bacon right now. Well, this is only gonna last like 5-ish days in the fridge. So I think you should freeze in portions that you assume you will use in the future. How about that? Let's take a piece. And even if you have baby bags like this, what you can do is you can just come in with a little fold. You're not gonna cook this frozen, because if you do, you will not render the fat out. And if you do not render the fat out, you do not get that hands-off, fantastic, crispy bacon cookage that we spoke so eloquently about just a few minutes ago. So there are 3 pieces of bacon, seal, date, today. And this goes into the freezer. Hooah! Now all I have to do is know that I want to have a bacon, egg, and cheese the night before. Take it out of the freezer, put it into the fridge, let it come back to unfrozen temperature. That's gonna allow the bacon to be malleable enough that you can cook it unfolded, but more importantly, that you let that fat render out slowly, which is what gives you that confit, crispy, perfectly done, awesome hands-off cooking situation. I'm very passionate about using it all. It's a struggle in itself, but it's also the key to success. That was pretty good.